Welcome to episode 36 of Scaling a Social Media Marketing Agency. My name is Hervin, and this is a video series where I take you behind the scenes of our SMMA and show you what we're doing to scale it. I am documenting the journey here, so I am sharing what I am working on a day-to-day basis, the problems that I am trying to solve, the lessons that I am learning. So if you're interested in seeing how we scale our SMMA, then subscribe to the YouTube channel. With that said, let me share with you what I worked on today. So let me share with you here on my screen the things that I worked on today. Well, before that, I was supposed to have a sales call. I got all prepared for it. I was super excited, maybe get a new client today, but they didn't end up showing up. They didn't end up responding to any of the follow-up messages. So there goes that. I wish I would have all of the follow-up sequences to add them to see if we can get them to reschedule a call, but that's what I am working on today. So you could see here, initially, where I started my day was just trying to figure out how to structure the nurture sequence. So let me explain this a second. So I wrote all of these emails, and you probably would have seen them in older episodes, like a couple of days ago, that I wrote all of these emails to nurture leads to get them to schedule a call with us. Now, these are leads. Let me share with you here the scenarios that I wrote down. So let's say a lead opts in for one of our lead magnets, but they don't end up scheduling a demo call, meaning a sales call. Then I want to nurture them. If they schedule, but they cancel, then I want to nurture them. If they schedule, but they don't show, right? If they show to the demo, but they don't end up buying, and they don't schedule a follow-up call. If they cancel the follow-up call, if they do not show for the follow-up call, if they show for the follow-up call, but do not buy and don't schedule to another follow-up call. So anyway, these are all the different scenarios. So I first started thinking about this, writing it down. So you could see here, I wrote it on my iPad, my trusty iPad here. This is where I get a lot of my work done. I just love, it frees up or allows my creativity to flow when I'm using the iPad. So I really enjoy it. Then I took a screenshot of all of this, and I asked ChatGPT to turn that into text, which is a hack for those of you who use the iPad to work. You could take a screenshot of whatever it is that you've written and then give that to ChatGPT. So if I press your command space, you could see, no, sorry, that's the wrong key. There, ChatGPT comes up at the bottom. So then I gave it this screenshot, and I said, hey, turn that into text. And then I divided it into two different, so I created this table right here. And I said, okay, so for the people who opt in but do not schedule a demo or schedule or cancel, essentially people who I don't get to talk to on a sales call, here is what the email nurture sequence is going to look like. And then for people who show up to the demo but don't end up buying, or show up to the follow-up call and don't end up buying or end up canceling or whatever it is, then I'm going to have a secondary kind of path. So I wrote this down. I wanted clarity because I wanted to know how to structure all of these emails in a way that would make the most sense, and just give us the best chance at like handling people's objections, educating them, and getting them to reschedule a demo if they haven't done that, or schedule a demo if they opted in but never did it. So I wrote here for me to have clarity before I started building out the automations. I wanted to see like what this was going to look like at the end. And I wrote that, and then I was like, oh, okay, this makes sense. So by the way, this is what I got to do tomorrow. Now I got to organize all of this into that so that my team can help me create the automations. It's so, in a previous episode, I walked through how these automations are going to be laid out. Let me see if I can find them right here. There. So each one of this will be an email that is going to be sent. And the idea is that one automation is going to have one email. By the way, sorry if this is like a little bit techie and you're not following along, but this is essentially the automations that are going to follow up with people. And the way I built it is so that they're modular, meaning I can move them around and change just a couple of things. This way, the goal is that if somebody goes through these emails, if they see one, then next time, if they, for whatever reason, end up scheduling a sales call in the middle of this, and they've already seen all of these emails, then when they go and if they don't buy and they end up going again through this nurture sequence, they don't see the first ones that they've already seen. They just skip that and move to the next email. So I just built out the automation in that way. So I just created these two paths. Then I thought to myself, I'm like, do I really want to build out this thing twice for both different paths? One for people who saw the sales, who went to the sales call, who didn't go to the sales call. And then I thought to myself, I'm like, like that just seems like a lot of work, and not like there's probably diminishing returns there where it's not going to matter as much. So then I thought to myself, I think maybe it's just better if I just consolidate everything into one path, one nurture sequence, this one, and that's it. And then when somebody shows up for the demo call, the nurture sequence starts at the objection VSL, meaning there's one video here for people who have gone through the demo call that starts, first of all, thank you for taking the time to meet with us. So if somebody goes through the demo call and doesn't end up buying, I'll start them there. And then immediately after they go into this. If this isn't making any sense, what I am saying is that I was thinking through how to nurture leads best. Initially, I thought nurturing leads that go through a sales call is going to be different than the people who don't go through a sales call. But now I'm trying to figure out the easiest way to do this is just maybe one nurture sequence, and that's it, with a difference of one email. That way I could build this in the fastest way possible, or I could get my team to help me do this in the fastest way possible. And then the last thing that I worked on today were all of these AI bot prompts. So the way it works is that if somebody opts in for a case study. Okay, so let's say we do an ad, we promote a case study from one of our clients. Somebody opts in to get that case study. Then from there, let me just show you here what it's supposed to look like. So somebody sees an ad from us. They go to a landing page that says, hey, get this case study. They fill out that form. They go to a page where then they are invited to schedule a demo call. But if they don't do that, then they're going to get sent out to an AI that is going to ideally give them access to their case study and then ask them if they would be interested in scheduling a demo. But it's not so simple as just like, hey, you requested access to this case study. Would you like to schedule a demo as well? Because they're not going to want to do that. So I'm trying to build a little conversation script with the AI that is going to walk people through a series of kind of qualifying questions before it asks them to, if they would be interested to schedule a call. So that, just thinking through that script. So that's something that I started yesterday. So you see here on my screen, these are things that I showed in yesterday's episode. Well, today I expanded all of these and turned them into prompts. So a prompt that says, hey, can I send you the case study? And then, do you own a dance studio? And then from there, can I share with you more details about how our program works? If they say yes, then it's like, hey, here's what it does. Are you interested in learning more? And if they say yes, then the bot is going to say, cool, are you open to jumping on a demo call or scheduling a demo call? If they say yes, then we schedule the demo call. So I just wrote the AI prompt bot for all of this. And then the prompts that you see next to it, all of these is in case the person stops responding in the middle of the conversation. The bot is going to then just talk to them to try and follow up so they don't fall through the cracks. Yeah. And then once I wrote all of these things out, I added it into Studio Hub to create the bot itself. So yeah, that's what I got done today. Took me a couple of hours to do this, to build out all of the prompts, to add them into Studio Hub, to think through all of the email nurture sequence in the order of things. So that's what I worked on today. If you're interested in seeing everyday, daily updates about what we're doing to scale our social media marketing agency, then subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment, and I'll see you in the next update.